Hey guys, welcome back to 2 Minute Coder. Today we're doing lead code problem New Year Chaos. So just take a moment, HackerRank problem, New Year Chaos. So just take a moment to pause the video and read the question. All right, so what we're gonna do here is the name of the game is to see how many people have been bribed and also to see if the current person is if the index of the current person is less than or greater than 2 places from where it should be, right? So it'll make more sense in the code. Okay, so let's initialize our bribes variable to 0, and for I in range, and we're going to go backwards here, -1, -1, and -1. Right, so this is just a simple backwards loop, and let's check if there is a person who we can immediately see has jumped more than 2 steps, right? So what is that case going to be? That's going to be if the person's value minus this step, okay, or +1 is greater than 2, right? So for example, we can see 8 here, right? I is going to be 7 because it's the length -1. So 7 plus 1 is 8. 8 minus 8 is not greater than 2. Therefore, this is fine, right? But if it is greater than 2, like for example, we see here, right, 4 minus 0 is greater than 2, or 4 minus 1 is greater than 2. So we can instantly accuse them of being too chaotic, right? And then we just return out of this function. But what if what if we see that this person has not moved more than 2 steps? Well, then we just see how many steps they have moved. Okay, and this for loop is basically just seeing the person who hasn't moved more than 2 spaces. Have they taken a bribe, right? Because if they've taken a bribe, then that means that somebody else has paid them a bribe, right? So let's initialize another for loop for j in range, and here's where it gets interesting, right? So we take the max value of either 0 or the index -2, right? Sorry, not the index, but the value -2. And what we're doing here is basically saying that this person, right, whatever this value is, for example, 8, right? 8, because they didn't satisfy this condition, they couldn't have moved more than 2 steps, right? So all we have to do is evaluate 8 against 6 and 7 to see if there has been any manipulation. Like for example, 5 is gonna come under that, or actually 4 is gonna come under that, right? So because we're gonna evaluate 5 and 3 with 4, and if 4 is less than any of these values, we know that 4 has taken a bribe, right? In which case it has, right? And yeah, that's the reason why we give this -2, right? And so that range up until I, okay? So obviously we have to, in this comparison, include whichever value we're dealing with. So this I is going to include 4, and this value is going to include 3 and 5, right? So then what do we say? We say if q at j, which is at first going to be 3, right? If q at j is greater than q at I, right? And this I is just going to be 4, for example, right? If it's greater, then we do bribes plus equals 1, because we know that this person at I has taken a bribe, or this person at J has given a bribe, right? So for 3, it's not going to do anything because 3 is less than 4, but at 5, QJ is greater than Q at I, 4. So bribes plus equals 1, right? And then at the end, we just print bribes. Right, and submit. Great. So hope you guys enjoyed, and subscribe for more.